Hello, everyone. Wanted to talk to you today about internet redundancy. In light of Hurricane Helene, I know a majority of the people in the CSRA within Georgia, South Carolina, and I know a lot of areas around North Carolina were severely affected, not only by the storms, but also they were affected after the power was restored, and there was no internet. Now that may not sound as something as serious. Obviously, electricity and water and all of those resources were very important, and also gasoline. But the internet was something that affected a lot of people because they didn't have the means to communicate. So if somebody needed to make a 911 call, there was people that were relying on certain carriers that did allow satellite connections to make 911 calls. Certain text messages were going through it, and it was very intermittent. The reliability wasn't there. So today, I'm not talking about sponsoring any particular carrier. I'm not talking about any. I'm not paid to endorse anyone. I'm just telling you what I did for my own personal communications for my backup plan. So I previously had WoW cable internet, and that was out for roughly about 2.5 weeks. When it was finally restored, I wanted to have some redundancy so that didn't happen again. I wanted to have some type of a backup. So I went to T Mobile and I got the 5G home internet. So I just connected it where my cable modem plugs in at, and it works fine. I haven't had any issues. It's about $30 a month is what I pay for that. And it's one device. So my existing network is now using the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's enough for the entire house. I haven't had any issues. I have 3 kids that stream on multiple devices. I have camera systems. I have everything running, and it has not given me any issues. So that's my backup. And then my primary is Starlink, and that's what I'm actually recording this, actually going to be uploading this with. So I wanted to hear from you guys what your plan was and how, especially if you were affected by the storms. I want to hear in the comments what was your plan for communications. How long did it take for your carrier to get restored? But the bottom line is, communications was something that was a necessity for everyone. So I wanted to mention that the reason I went with 2 different carriers was for the redundancy. So going back to what I was telling you about earlier, Starlink is portable. I can plug it in just about anywhere that has a clear line of sight with the sky. It also runs on 110 volts AC. I can plug it into a vehicle and run it off of an inverter. No issue there. But again, it does require a 110 outlet in order to power that device. My T-Mobile, on the other hand, only uses USB-C. It runs on DC power, and it's roughly about the size of, about the size of your home router. The only difference is it uses a cell carrier, and I was able to run that. If I wanted to, I could actually run it off of a USB-C battery and have that in line, so if the power does go out, that does stay alive, and I can continue using that device. Now, my mesh network isn't going to work because obviously each of those devices that are connected, those access points are not going to be available in the event of the power outage. But at least I would still be able to connect to the SSID of that device and still get out on the internet and send messages. So just interested to hear what your plan was and what you guys have been using. So just going through the page, here's T-Mobile's page. If you have an existing plan with them, you can also upgrade. And looks like here they're saying it's about $50 a month. I paid $30, so maybe it was a different time. Maybe they changed the prices. I'm not sure. But the 5G home internet, that's the box that I have right here. This device right here, if you can see on the screen, it's roughly about the size of about the size of a home router. It's not very big. It doesn't weigh hardly anything, but you just plug in your Ethernet to the back of that, and it plugs directly into your router or your mesh network. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can check to see if the service is available in your address. Now, same thing, going back to Starlink, high-speed internet around the world. I have this little dish, as you can see right here, roughly about the size of a pizza box. Very thin, does not take up a whole lot of space. Mine is not on a stand like that. Mine is literally just sitting on the concrete. I have it aimed up at the sky. I have a couple of obstructions, but for the most part, it doesn't affect my service. I'm able to stream just fine. I was able to stream 4K data. I didn't have any issue with that, and I was able to update all my devices and stream from multiple devices at a time, run camera system. Everything ran fine on that. So maybe your needs are different, but I didn't have any issues using the Starlink. So been using that for just a couple of days now. We just activated ours a couple days ago. So if you're an existing customer of either of those carriers or both, I'd love to hear what's your experience. Put it in the comments below. Now, going back to, they have residential service, they have roam, and they have, I guess that would be, like taking the device portable. That looks similar to what I have. But mine is set on the ground, and I have AC power connecting to mine. And then I guess there's, like, if you got boats, you can use it out in the middle of the ocean because it does use satellite internet. So there's a lot of different applications that they have. Here's a up close look at what the device looks like. That's what I have. It's just a flat dish. It doesn't have anything sticking out like the traditional dish, like they refer to them as the L&B. It just lays flat on the ground as long as it's level. And you use an app on your phone, and it shows you how it's supposed to be aimed and at what elevation and azimuth and all that stuff. It's not rocket science. You literally have a box that you have to line it up with, and it'll show you obstructions in the area too. So having a few obstructions doesn't really affect it, but if you're obviously have a large tree line in the way, that will prevent you from being able to get reliable internet access. It may work, but it may not work as well as it should. So in my case, I was able to plug it in, and I got it on the concrete slab next to my pool. And I do have some trees in the area. I have a heavily wooded neighborhood, a lot of pines and a lot of trees that got damaged from the storm. But I still was able to get onto the internet, and I didn't have any issue with that. So I'd like to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone. We'd love to hear from you guys, especially the amateur radio community. We'd like to hear what you guys are doing. What would you use for emergency communications during the storm? Thank you, guys. We'll catch you next time.